farm fucking kids. I mean, they had access to the internet in '87 or ARPANET, whatever they were using. They had a pretty decent computer. They're sending information to and fro. They've got naked pictures of kids, classified maps. Police are saying that basically their investigations, their warrant searches are being interfered with. And then later on in '93, after '87 and '93, 6 years after the warrants were done, they're saying, oh yeah, the evidence is gone. It disappeared. So no, it wouldn't surprise me that the finders would have had passports from Russia, Korea, and Vietnam, and that the CIA was involved, and they told the MPD to stand down. Is it potentially possible that, again, in all seriousness, is it possible that the finders was meant to be an intelligence asset that went off the farm, so to speak? That they were trained to do disinformation and counterintelligence, and somehow, some way, ended up as a child sex cult, and the embarrassment of that made the intelligence community cover it up? That's very possible. I know if I worked at the CIA and something I created turned into that, I wouldn't want to co-sign my name to it. It's very possible.
Test.
Okay. I'll read super chats bit by bit as we go, and I'll get to all the ones that I missed. I'm sorry if I missed yours. Trust me, I'll keep up with them as best I can. We've got a lot to read. We've got a lot to read. Give me a second. All the ones that I missed.
All right.
I'm sorry if I missed yours. Trust me. Good God. I'll keep up with them as best I can. This might be a long stream. We've got a lot to read. I don't know what you all have planned this evening. We've got a lot to read. Give me a second. All the ones that I missed.
All right.
I'm sorry if I missed yours. Trust me. Good God. I'll keep up with them as best I can. This might be a long stream. We've got a lot to read. I don't know what you all have planned this evening. We've got a lot to read. Give me a second. All the ones that I missed.
All right.
I'm sorry if I missed yours. Trust me. Good God. I'll keep up with them as best I can. This might be a long stream. We've got a lot to read. I don't know what you all have planned this evening. We've got a lot to read. Give me a second. All the ones that I missed.
All right.
I'm sorry if I missed yours. Trust me. Good God. I'll keep up with them as best I can. This might be a long stream. We've got a lot to read.
Hello, can anyone? Hello, can anyone? Hello, can anyone? Hello, can anyone?
Testing.
Hello, can anyone?
I don't know if this is testing.
Hello, can anyone?
I don't know if this is testing.
Hello, can anyone?
Alright. Right now we're watching Jim's live stream.
Theory number one.
That in the background.
The CIA or another intelligence agency within the United States sought to create a counterintelligence network or a propaganda network that would spread disinformation in the U.S. and outside of it to enemies. This was a group that was trained and influenced by whatever this intelligence agency was, and at some point during their operation, for whatever reason, they went rogue and became involved in child sex rings, organ harvesting, and other really illicit and illegal activities. And because of this, the agency that was responsible for maintaining and managing this particular group became embarrassed or afraid of what would happen if that information went public, and so helped to cover it up. That's theory number one. Theory number two. There's a weird group of fucking hippies out there. There's a weird group of hippies out there that run a child sex ring, and for whatever reason, they're in possession of classified information, including tunnel networks under Washington, which might imply that they facilitate or trade child sex to people in the government. And because they had blackmail material on government officials, U.S. intelligence and police departments had to cover it up because they were told so from above. Hypothesis number three, all the people involved in this are fucking retards, And anybody who doesn't have their head up their ass can see there's weird shit going on. And it's just human stupidity that allowed it to get this bad. So, theory one, CIA fucked up and did a big boo-boo. Theory number two, the finders blackmailed the government with material related to officials fucking kids. And theory number three, people are retards and they dropped the ball on this because they're fucking idiots. What one do you think sounds the most likely so far?
Don't know.
Oh, you know what? Let me put, while you're voting, I'm watching. I'm watching as the numbers are flying by. Let me put the picture of our boy up again. So you can see his face while you vote, chat. Oh, what are you doing there, CIA? All right, I'm seeing a lot of twos. So a lot of people believe, okay, I'm seeing an equal amount of ones and threes, but a majority seem to be twos. Is what I'm getting. Okay, so it's all over the place. And again, these are just random theories I'm throwing out. Maybe somebody in chat's got a much better one. And I'm way behind the curve on it. I don't know. But we've heard for so many years about weird shit the government does. And we know the government does weird shit. You look at stuff like them dosing people with LSD, people in the health department, allowing people to be sick with things like syphilis just to watch their brain rot without telling them or giving them treatment. You've got shit like MK Ultra. You've got all these weird fucking projects that are going on in the background run by government agencies. So I guess kind of knowing that they do weird, stupid shit makes me at least open to the potential that they have done something very stupid and found themselves in a giant snafu involving a child sex ring. And that I feel bad. I'll say I feel bad for the people in the Tallahassee Police Department, and I feel bad for the people in the Metro Police Department, because they probably didn't want this shit to continue, but probably were bullied about it.
Yeah, maybe they were.
You know, even if you put all of this aside, even if you say this is all speculation, who was calling the Tallahassee Police Department and threatening to kill children?
Making sure this is working.
Right, the group's initial claim was that they were just a cooperative, a commune. That there wasn't anything weird about them. So why then, when the Tallahassee Police Department got a hold of the children, were they receiving anonymous death threats against them? See, if I were a cop, if I was in some government agency, fuck everything else. That's the thing that's going to get my attention. Who threatens to kill children that are 7 years old just because the police are concerned about their safety? That feels like a message. That feels like a message being sent that that's our property, we can do what we want with it, and you can't do shit about it. So I feel bad for that. I bet the Tallahassee police officers were like, this is fucked up. And they probably put their faith in Customs and the FBI and everybody else, and they were let down. I'm sure it's the same with the Metro guys. I'm sure it's the same with those detectives in violent crime in Virginia. Every time they'd come across this shit, every time they'd encountered this weird group, they were repeatedly told to back off for whatever reason.
I'm going to see if I can get OBS on here next time.
Again, just out of nowhere, just decide to drop it. Not all of this is classified. Some of this is, open. Some of this was out there. But a lot of it was classified as secret or confidential. A lot of it was internal memos that were never released. But for whatever reason, it's all compiled together, and the FBI put it up and put it out. And they just did it without any fanfare. They threw it out there on the 25th. Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to get too ahead of myself. Maybe I don't. Part of the way this is organized is weird. I find it very bizarre that in between the custom statistics and a custom letter talking about the statistics for no reason at all, which shouldn't have any connection to the Finders group, are two documents pertaining to McMartin Preschool and underground tunnels about sex abuse and satanic rituals.
Live stream.
That seems really bizarre. That seems like somebody did a boo-boo when they put this together, or maybe there's a federal agent out there that thought, you know what, if I'm going to put this out, I'm going to sneak that in there for people. Maybe there's a Fed out there who's on our side and wants people to put pieces together. I don't know. All I know is there's some very strange shit with this entire release, and there's some very strange, it's like Blues said, we got to find some clues here, Chad, and we're going to do it. We're gonna find some fucking clues. We're going to go through this information. We're going to figure out what the fuck is going on. So let's continue. Here we go. Page 16.